Hey guys, and welcome to our Japan trip video part 1. This video focuses on our 5 days in Tokyo. We also went to Osaka, Kyoto, Nara, and Kibune, so be sure to check out those videos too for activities, food, and first-timer tips. Let's get started! We took a 10-hour plane ride from Qatar to Narita Airport. At the airport, we purchased 2 train tickets that would take us from the airport to our hotel in central Tokyo, which was about an hour to an hour and a half train ride. We were able to purchase them using a credit card. However, be prepared with some cash because a lot of the restaurants and places we visited only accept cash in Japanese yen. To get to our hotel, we showed our Google Maps app to a helpful counter staff, and they looked at the directions and were able to book our tickets for us. The airport has free Wi-Fi, but we had purchased an eSIM from Airlu before we arrived to ensure that we had internet access to Google Translate, since most of the staff in Japan did not speak much English. See the link below for a discount for an eSIM through Airlu, which includes over 200 countries worldwide. Hotels and even Airbnbs in Tokyo are more expensive than other cities in Japan, so be sure to book those well in advance. We checked into our hotel and slept right away that night to prepare for our long day the next day. We spent 5 full days in Tokyo before heading to our next city. Here was our day 1 itinerary. First thing in the morning, we went to Shibuya Crossing. It wasn't as crowded as most of the videos we saw online, but there was still a handful of people. You can get a great bird's eye view from the Shibuya Crossing Observation Tower or the 8-story Shotaya building that includes a bookstore, coffee shop, and pop-up shops, all with views to Shibuya Crossing. Next, we walked around Takeshita Street. We had to visit a capsule vending machine. This is one of those go-to things that you have to do when you're in Japan. They're pretty much in every city and you can find them in every street, but since this was our first day here, we had to try it. You put in a few coins and you get a ball with a surprise. Sometimes they tell you what's inside and sometimes it's an actual surprise. Other famous must visits on the street was enjoying the street food like the Marion crepes, and we even visited the Lukia Garden exhibit. We had to also stop by Good Town Donuts, which only has 2 locations around the world, Tokyo, Japan, and Costa Mesa, California. Then we headed over and visited the Shukagaya National Garden. This is a big garden where you can spend about 1 to 2 hours walking around and relaxing on the grass. This garden is famous because it is home to 1,000 cherry blossom trees. We visited in June, which was right after cherry blossom season, but there was a lot of greenery, lakes, a pond, and a greenhouse to see. We ended the night with some halal ramen from Ramen Honolulu in Shinjuku, Goyen. Something important to note about Japan is that most restaurants have few seating, so there is often wait lines, especially around dinner time. It's highly recommended that you visit some famous restaurants during lunch, as it is less crowded and usually a little bit cheaper than the dinner menus. We ordered and paid using the vending machine. Once our order was ready, we were then seated. If restaurants accept reservations, I highly suggest you call in advance or look online and reserve. Our group sampled the ramen, gyoza, and beef bowls. A really big helpful tip is that you download Google Translate before you get to Japan, because like I mentioned earlier, most places, people, and even menus do not have an English translated option, so having Google Translate right on your phone allows you to communicate with others and translate things very quickly. We went back to the hotel to rest for the night, and then it was time for day 2. To get around the city, we used the underground train systems. Due to a big demand, train cards are not available in person. Instead, you want to download the Pasmo app, create an account, and purchase a virtual card. You can add it to your Apple Pay and load money directly onto it. A train ride in the same city usually costs around 200 or 240 yen for one way, which is about $1.49. If you do not have mobile pay on your phone, I highly suggest you try to find a train card from the airport that you arrived in because they were not available in metro stations around the city. If you're able to download the Pasmo app, you can purchase train and bus tickets as well as purchase water and snacks from the local vending machines directly from the Pasmo app. The next morning, we went to Ginza Neighborhood, which was one of our favorite mornings on this trip. To our luck, on that Sunday, the entire street was closed to car traffic and there was an open market. Everyone was walking along the street and enjoying the sunny day. The neighborhood was on the nicer side and had a variety of luxurious stores. It was walking distance to our next coffee shop. A lot of restaurants and coffee shops are not located on the ground floor and you might not be able to see them very clearly. Use Google Maps to locate the building first, then in the lobby you can find the directory to check which floor your shop is located on. We had Blue Bottle Coffee that morning, which is located in the Ginza 6 building, a Chinese origin coffee shop that was a favorite of mine back in California. On the same floor, you can walk around and enjoy some savory and sweet food vendors. Using the Pasmo app, we took a train to the Tokyo National Museum, which is located in Ueno Park. You have to walk through the park from the station to get to the museum. The park is lively and had a variety of street performers. We had fun walking around. Tickets to the National Museum are about 1,000 yen. The museum is so big, so be prepared to walk in the museum and even around the park. Here's a sneak peek of just some of the artifacts that we saw around the museum. We tried to grab an early dinner that day at Kura Sushi. However, when we arrived, there was a 2-hour wait list. And a lot of restaurants that had reservations don't do online reservations, so you have to go in person, put your name on the wait list, and then come back. We placed our name on the wait list and took a train ride to Akihabara Neighborhood, which is a major shopping district for video games, anime, manga, electronics, and computer-related goods. We tried to win some more vending machine prizes and then headed back to sushi. Kura Sushi is a conveyor belt sushi which has 540 locations in Japan. We went to the flagship store located in Asakusa. It was a very fun experience with a small group. We enjoyed some sushi and had some fun playing the game on the screen. We headed back to our hotel for the night on a small bus using our Pasmo app to enjoy the night views in the city. On average, we were walking around 20,000 steps a day and returning back to our hotel at night, so wear comfortable shoes. Bring a hat and umbrella because in the summer it goes from very sunny to heavy rain within the hour. That third day, we split up. I went to Disney Sea and Jamal had a guy's day with his friends. So we're going to be sharing 2 itineraries for this day. Disney in Japan has 2 parks, Tokyo Disneyland and Tokyo Disney Sea. I chose Disney Sea because it was more unique to the country. This was my 4th Disney in the world, only 2 more countries to go. I purchased my ticket online in advance and downloaded the app. I highly recommend you download the Tokyo Disney Resort app before you get to the park and also load your ticket onto it. I use the app constantly throughout the day to check ride wait times, menus, order food, use the park map, and book priority passes. Also, make sure you have internet access on your phone because surprisingly, there is no Wi-Fi available at the Disney park. Use the Airlu app if you want to purchase an eSIM. I arrived at the park at 9 a.m. and left at 9 p.m. You can get fast passes to skip the line through the app. However, you can only get one every 1 to 2 hours and you have to wait until they're actually available. So keep checking the app. The Peter Pan and Rapunzel rides had just opened in the summer of 2024 and you needed a special entrance ticket, which was free, through the app to actually access that section of the park. Something that I enjoyed was sampling the different park food, like the creme brulee churros, Toy Story themed buns filled with chocolate, strawberry, and vanilla, vegetarian tacos, more churros, and the famous flavored popcorn. These are unique to Japan Disney parks. The flavored popcorn carts are all around the park, and they can actually get really busy. I saw flavors like roast beef popcorn, soy sauce and butter popcorn, curry flavor, matcha white chocolate flavor, which was a fan favorite, black pepper flavor, and garlic shrimp flavor. If I had more time, I would come back the next day and visit the second park. While I was at Disney, Jamal and his friends visited the Tokyo Sky Tree, which is a broadcasting and observation tower. You can go to the top and get clear views of the city. After the Sky Tree, the guys went to a Japanese onsen. Onsen means hot spring, a bath where the water has been heated by the earth. Videos and photos are not permitted on the premises, so here's some photos that they have available on their website. This one was located in Itabashi City. A few things if you've never been to one to know are male and female areas are separated, ensuring full privacy. You can meet up back together in the dining areas. No clothes are permitted in the water. You're gonna be in your birthday suit. Guests with tattoos are also not permitted to enter. You'll see both tourists and locals. The experience is very popular across Japan. The fourth day was a rainy day, so we tried to do as much indoor activities as possible. We had breakfast at Happ Pancake, which we also visited another location of it when we went to Osaka. There was a wait when we arrived, so I suggest if you're going for breakfast that you get there 30 minutes before they open so you can be seated right away. Next, we booked a sushi class in advance. Tokyo has a wide variety of experiences, from tea and matcha making ceremonies to ramen creations. If you are staying in Japan for a while, do try a class. The sushi class we booked was in Asakusa. If you Google the name in the city, you'll find it right away. Reservations are required because the class is only about 10 to 20 people. All the materials and ingredients are provided. Do go a little hungry because you get to eat everything. We took the maki sushi and temari sushi class. They take you through the steps of making each item, then you have time to do a little bit on your own. The class took about an hour and a half. Next, it was time to find some coffee. We went to Hat Coffee. This shop takes reservations, but we got lucky that it was not busy in the middle of the day. This shop has photogenic drinks with options to customize designs in color, 2D, and 3D. The next activity was something we knew we wanted to do in advance. That was the immersive team lab experience. It was about a 45-minute train ride away from most tourist locations, so give yourself plenty of time to get there because you can only enter during your 15-minute time interval on your ticket. Once inside, you can spend as much time as possible. Big things to note about Team Lab is to be prepared to take your shoes and socks off. Some of the rooms the water will be up to your knees, so shorts are recommended or pants that roll up easily. There are also rooms with mirrors and clear walls, so dresses and skirts are not advised. Our group had a lot of fun there, and it's a great activity for couples, friends, and even kids. Each room has a unique experience and style that uses all your senses. It'll take about 1 to 2 hours to get through everything if you want to enjoy each room and take your time. We ended the night with Halal Wagu in Taito City. This was the most expensive dinner we had in Tokyo because we went all out on the beef. We made reservations in advance, and they only see you during your reservation time, so no need to go early. The experience included the waiter cooking your food, but we wanted to try ourselves, and they were okay with that. It was very hard to find halal-friendly places since a lot of meals are made with pork, so this was a special treat, and we highly recommend it. On our last day in Tokyo, we had sweets on the go from Boulange in Kinshishu Station. They have a handful of locations around the city. My favorite was the raspberry cronut. We took the train to Sensoji Temple. This was one of the most crowded tourist locations of our entire trip in all 5 cities. We tried the omikuji, which are written fortunes offered at shrines and temples. You place a 100 yen coin into a lot on the counter as a voluntary and expected offering. You then get to pick up the metal box that has a tiny round slot at the bottom where a stick will come out of. You shake the box a few times, turn the metal container over, and drop out a stick with a number. The number will lead you to a specific drawer filled with omikuji, which you can then read. We attempted to visit the Imperial Palace, but we were not able to get tickets in advance, and it was very hard to view from the gardens. We then headed to Tokyo Station to catch a train to Osaka. We suggest you give yourself plenty of time in Tokyo Station because it's very big and your gate might be a far walk. The station also has a lot to explore in terms of food and snack, so make sure to add that to your itinerary. We hope you've enjoyed our Tokyo video. Let us know in the comments below if you have any questions or if you've tried any of the activities we did. Don't forget to subscribe and like this video. Stay tuned for our next Japan videos, which cover Osaka, Kyoto, Kibune, and Nara. See you soon!